Y'all remember that female officer that just got fired out in Tennessee for smashing the whole station? Well, apparently she's crying victim and she's suing the police station because she's saying they groomed her to do it. Attention to reality, they get demonized, and I'm just one of these soldiers out here trying to bring attention back to reality.
Or what the hell she asked? I was waiting for her.
She's talking about the beauty standard. These black folks' minds are so warped. I understand why this particular person, the one in the blue, would say that, because she's trying to maximize her pool of potential suitors.
Shocking findings of sexual misconduct rocked the Laverne Police Department. 5 officers and the police chief all fired.
One of those officers, Megan Hall, became the face of the scandal and the target of nationwide ridicule, and she's now filed a federal lawsuit.
Tonight, in an exclusive interview with our Nick Barris, Hall describes a toxic workplace behind closed doors and how sexual misconduct spiraled out of control.
Megan Hall was 24 years old when she was hired as an officer here at the Laverne Police Department 2 years ago. Her plan was to have a career in law enforcement. She now knows that dream is likely over.
I remember while interviewing for the position at Laverne Police Department, they described the environment as a family. However, while I was aspiring to protect my community, the Laverne Police Department was not protecting me.
By now, most of the country knows what happened. Hall, 4 other officers, and the police chief were fired last month. This after 2 separate investigations found that Hall engaged in sexual activity and/or shared intimate photos and videos with several male officers. The chief and 2 sergeants were among those implicated. Now Hall and her attorney, Wesley Clark, are suing those 3 supervisors and the city in federal court for civil rights violations.
Megan wasn't looked at like a rookie cop to be trained and promoted. She was looked at as a piece of meat to be sexualized and exploited.
Since the story broke, Hall, the lone female officer fired and only woman on the second shift, became a target nationwide for sexual jokes and taunting.
I received harassing and threatening messages on my phone daily. I felt like I'd been terrorized.
And yes, now she is suing. No criminal charges have been filed in the case. Hall knows there are those who will say she was a consenting adult who willingly participated in sexual antics in violation of police department policy, and that now she wants to blame others, including one sergeant who targeted her early on.
I know what most people are saying. You could have said no. I get it. But my response to them is that I did say no, and he wouldn't take it for an answer. Eventually, I gave in from pressure.
So it's not as easy to say she could have just said no.
She did say no on several occasions. Miss Hall tried to get out of this relationship, and she was not allowed to.
Hall concedes she participated under duress. She's not saying she was raped, but adds that the salacious details made public of sex on the job put her alone center stage and do not tell the whole story.
They isolated me, they shunned me, they accused me, and they blamed me for becoming a victim.
Hall suffered from depression to the point of considering suicide, and at one point was hospitalized. She felt trapped.
My supervisors worked together to take advantage of my vulnerabilities and my mental health. And they used it for their gain and sexual pleasure.
And that included the police chief, Chip Davis. The independent investigation found he was aware of what was going on and even received intimate photos and videos of Hall.
Who do you even turn to when the chief of police is sexually harassing you? How could I get justice when the entire system, including the chief, not only condoned such behavior, but participated in it? I was lost and I felt alone.
I'm trying to get through this, bro.
I had no one to turn to, and I had nowhere to go.
Hall now realizes her career in law enforcement is likely over, and she knows those ugly memes on social media will remain forever. Her reputation sullied.
No woman should ever have to endure this type of abuse. What happened to me during my employment at Laverne's police department, it should never happen to anyone.
Hall now hopes to put what happened to her here at
Bruh. This is a joke. This is a joke, bruh. No accountability, bruh. You had plenty of time to cry victim when all this damn information came out. So I find it rather peculiar that after your ass got flamed by the entire world for looking like the Laverne police station hoe, that you flipped the narrative, flipped the script, and say you were forced to suck all them. I'm trying not to be graphic. I find it very peculiar that you flipping the narrative now and saying that you were forced or coerced to suck all them law enforcement tips that you did, right? Look, Laverne police station, from what it seems, they held everybody accountable that was related to it. They fired everybody, including the chief of police, right? There's definitely some bullshit going on in that station, but them victimizing you don't seem to be it. You know what I mean? The shit they had in the reports that you was participating in was consensual as shit. You are a grown-ass woman. You are 24 years old. You're married. I had no one I could turn to. I had no friends. Bitch, you was out here getting twisted at parties, sucking tips in the gym. You got forced to do that, huh? It's just frustrating, bro, because all it is a woman crying wolf, playing a victim card, and she's wanting society to feel for her. Oh, boo-hoo, I'm the only woman in here, and they forced me to suck these tips. Nah, man. Nah, it don't work that way. It does not work that way. I was about to say, this bitch right here think we all stupid. I mean, she thinks she can sell this shit to us, but it ain't her thinking she can sell it. It's her legal team thinking they can take advantage of the societal climate and how women are always the victims no matter what the fuck it is. And she thinks she can dig her way out of this. Nah, bitch, the damage has been done. Damage has been done, bro. Like, whatever the fuck ever. You was a grown-ass woman. You a grown-ass, married-ass woman, bro. Grown as hell. Talking about, I said no, but they kept egging me on. I said no. Ain't nobody have a gun to your head and told you to suck them tips and take them tips. Then nobody had no gun to your head. That's a fucking cop-out for that ass, bro. And she over here pulling some Amber Heard shit. Amber Heard shit. That shit it looks so rehearsed and choreographed, and her little bullshit ass attorney trying to be like, oh my God, they victimized, man. Cry me a fucking river, dog. I mean, and it sucks for actual victims of whatever the fuck she's claiming this shit is. I mean, we're actual victims of sexual assault, sexual abuse, domestic violence. You were fucking it up for these women out here when you out here crying wolf trying to take the whole police station down with you, right? As you already did. They all got fired. You know what I mean? They all got fired. So, I mean, what else do you want? She wants to be looked at as the victim and the victim only. Nah, bitch, you're a whore. 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 Fuck out of here, man.